Hello, and welcome to another episode of Project Ready TV. I'm your host today, Tedra Coakley, and I am here with Jennifer Sisk. She is a life coach, and she is going to be talking about careers because with all of this going on, I know we've got so much to think about, and yet I think we have time to think about right now because don't really have that much to do. So Jennifer, we are so happy to have you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started as a life coach?
Oh, of course I can. Thank you so much for having me. I became a life coach in 2017. And it started with my own experiences and what I had been through and came out the other side of. And when you go through things and you've been on your knees with yourself and you come out the other side, you want to help others. So that's what drew me towards life coaching. Got certified. Took me about a year or so, a lot of hours, and here I am, and I'm actually living out my passion.
Oh, that's awesome. It's always good when you find something that you love, so when you actually work, it doesn't feel like work.
Exactly. It does. If you love something, you can make a career out of that.
Definitely. Okay, so what do you think would be the first step in really thinking about what it is you want to do once you finish high school and you start getting into the real world?
Well, in high school and even younger, a lot of children, kids, adolescents, teens, young adults, if they tune into what they like and what they enjoy, it will guide them in the correct direction. So if you notice that you're good at math or you're good at science or you like the outdoors, you like to draw, you're good with your hands, you are interested in anything in the medical field, these are things that you tune into because if you enjoy them, if you're good at it, if you make A's in it, if it's something that gets you going or lights a fire, then that is something you need to look toward or delve into as you can and through experiences and actually feel what it feels like to be in that area, because if you enjoy it, then it's something you could make a career out of, and if you're passionate about it, it's something that could help you earn a living. That's what I did. I was a teacher for a while. I loved children. I loved helping people, and it eventually got me to where I am now. I still continue to help people. I knew this early on. So if you tune in to what you love and what you enjoy and what you're good at, it will lead you in the right direction.
That is great advice. So what do you think would be a challenge in today's world trying to navigate a career field?
For me personally, I feel like children are up against a lot of the outside noise of what other people think they ought to do, or what other people tell them to do, or what they think is the best thing to do, instead of tuning in to what they truly desire and want to be. Because if they don't follow that, they will end up very unhappy and in a dead-end job, and it causes so many issues if you don't listen to your gut, understand what you're good at, what you're passionate at, and go in that direction. It never pays off to do something that somebody else may want you to do or that you think might benefit you. You have to go with what you like and what you enjoy and what feels good to you. And I know that sounds kind of rainbowy and unicorny, but it's the truth. And I've lived long enough. I'm 51 years old. I've watched a lot of people. I've coached a lot of people to know that if you don't follow your gut and your feelings and what you enjoy and what you like and what you're good at, you can end up in a dead-end area.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think we see that more so with older generations because it seems like we were kind of told, oh, you need to finish school, go to college, get a job, start a family, and it becomes kind of regimented. Now, while we encourage our students to go to college, what would you say to someone who is all about, well, college is okay, but I don't think it's really me. I think I want to just start working right out of school.
And there's nothing wrong with that. What you were just talking about is a lot that I talk about, which is we're like puppets on a string. You grow up, you go to school, you go to college, you get married, you have your kids. It's bam, 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 bam. Well, that is not always the way it is for everybody. And that's one of the things that I tell you about that makes you think that's something you have to do. And you don't. None of that may be cut out for you. So if you just tune into yourself and understand that you may like a trade, you may like carpentry, you may be good with your hands, you may like these other things and go straight into work. And my son even had to deal with this as well. Then that's what you do. When you're young, that's the time to try these things out and see what works for you. You do have time. It's when you're 50 and 60 that you run into issues. Figure it out early. It's okay to go back and forth with it. You can't succeed without failing anyway. So if you're not sure which way to go, try it out. You're young enough to do it. It will pay off in the end if you do.
Yes, I've seen it pay off. But what about students who have parents who kind of want them to follow that regimented track, and they're trying to explain to their parents that that's not them, and that what they're really interested in isn't something that's silly or something that's not going to make them successful?
They need to make sure that that is exactly what they want. Some kids can say they don't want to do something for different reasons. If you know that's not for you and you feel it with every ounce of your being, then your parents will listen to you. If you're credible and you are passionate and you have shown signs of that in that direction, then you should be listened to. It is a difficult place to be because I raised my kids believing they would go to college. I raised them to believe that. However, I knew in my mind that they may not do that when they get older, but they will be older that they have the decision to make. That is their decision. So I raised them to believe that the secondary education would work, and that's what we need to do. However, I also knew they have the right to change their mind if they want to go in a different direction, and they do. When they're 18 years old, they do. And if they are credible and responsible and do what they need to do, then they should be heard. And hopefully we're going more in that direction because college isn't for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we've seen more and more people who are entering the workforce right out of high school. Some are deciding to go into the military. And then apparently trade schools are kind of becoming popular again. So we want to encourage our students to do what feels best for them. College is a great experience, but like you said, it's not for everyone. But for those who decide to go the college route, what would be a good way for them to start getting experience in the career field that they want to go into as they're, trying to navigate college and figure out what major and all of that, so they can really solidify that decision?
Get involved in any extracurricular activities you can in high school and outside of high school. Do certain jobs or apply for certain jobs in the summertime that might be anywhere in that field. If you like working with children, if you like working with your hands, if you like working outside, get jobs in the summertime to see if that's something you would enjoy. Go to your teachers, guidance counselors, ask them what's available to help you try certain things out, certain extracurricular activities. You can figure it out and narrow it down pretty good if you take the time and understand that there's resources out there for you.
Okay, that's great. And I would think that even if you're not on the track to college, that's still great advice, because you still want to get that experience to decide if that's something that you really want to do.
Absolutely. If you want to go into a trade school, a lot of times you end up being your own boss when you go that route, because you can end up having your own business. You go that direction with what you like and what you're good at, it can land you an entrepreneurship. I mean, there's so much out there for these children to experience and understand that's there for them. They just have to know what they want. And if they don't, then start doing things to start putting you in that direction. You have to be able to figure some things out. It's a hard place to be if you don't know what you want to be. It's hard. And I was like that for many, many, many years. All I knew was that I liked kids and I liked helping. So that led me into teaching. But sometimes we just don't know. And that's a lot of that's because you just haven't experienced very much. So get out there and start experiencing, start asking around. Go to those that could advise you. There's always resources and help. We just don't always know it's there. But it's there. If you start asking, people will show up and help you and show you the way.
Okay. So at the Urban League, one of the programs we have is called Mentor 5, and we pair our students up with mentors. So in doing that, we kind of do an interview. We have them fill out a questionnaire so that way we can find the best match. So for someone who's trying to figure out what they want to do as a career, how would you suggest them going about finding a mentor to kind of help guide them in their chosen field?
They need to be as open and authentic as possible. Write down everything that they love, what they enjoy, what brings them joy, what they enjoy doing, what they're good at doing. If they are open and authentic and write down exactly what it is and who they are, that's the best way to match you up with someone that's equal to you. If you write down or express things that you think you ought to say or that you think somebody else wants to say is when you run into trouble. People just need to get back to themselves. Kids need to know they know what they want and not be afraid to express it and show who they are, because that way they can be matched up with a proper mentor. Because that is what will get them to the next level.
Mm-hmm. This is so great. And I want to kind of go back a little bit because you mentioned entrepreneurship. And I know that's kind of a hot thing right now. And especially with younger students, I'm seeing lots of teens and even preteens who are starting their own businesses. So what would you say would be the best way for someone to kind of get started creating something on their own so that they can be their own boss?
Yeah, that's a very big and loaded question. They have to be 100% committed and seek out resources once you get. You will always need help with something like that, especially being young. But go to someone that has already done it, that's already succeeded. Go to that person and ask them, what did they do? How did you get there? I've had people do that with me. How did you become a life coach? What steps did you take? And and I literally, you share. Go to somebody that's already achieved it and take their advice. People are always willing to help and to lift you.
Yes, I have found that just asking for help, people will jump at the chance to, kind of be in that person's corner and help, mold young minds. So I think that's great. And I know it can be a little scary asking for that advice because, there's always fear of rejection. But I think, if you don't ask, the answer is no.
always understand that fear is a big fat liar. Fear will keep you, keep its thumb on you. And especially when you're young, because you don't know what's out there. But that's when you experiment. That's when you get out there and see what it is you want. And you'll find it.
Good. So for the student entrepreneur, because we do have a couple of people in our program who have started their own businesses, how would you say would be the best way for them to balance everything that they have going on? So just with school, in their family life, just being a healthy minded person in this world that we live in, because it's kind of chaotic and you're being pulled in so many different directions.
It's true. And anything you do too much of is going to make you out of balance. Too much home time, too much work time, too much exercise time, too much time with friends. All of those things, if you do it too much, you're going to be out of balance. It's not just work life that can make you out of balance. It's anything. So to do that, you carve time out for yourself, carve time out for your family, carve time out for friends, set a specific amount of time that you're going to work, and then put it away. because you can't be alive and ready to go the next day if you do it all night, or if you keep it with you and carry it with you everywhere you go. Just have your own punch card, and make time for yourself to exercise, make time for yourself to enjoy your friends, and to have a good meal. To work all the time will get you out of balance. It'll wear you out, burn you out. And when you're young, you have a lot more energy. So you tend to think you can do anything, but you will tire. And then what happens is you won't like what you're doing anymore. And that's not even being fair to yourself, because you could very much love it. You're just doing too much.
Yes, definitely. So as far as with us, being told to stay at home and social distance, there have been lots of things swirling around social media about how once this is all over, we need to have been super productive and have started businesses and all these other things. And then you've got other things that are saying, no, it's okay if you haven't been the most productive person, because maybe you needed this time to relax and take time for yourself. So for our students, I feel like they're kind of caught in between all of that, because they're just trying to navigate getting through the end of school. So what would you say to that?
Well, tune out the noise, for one, which is very difficult to do, because kids these days, and really all ages, we are inundated at all sides between the 24/7 news loops, our local news, the social media. So you're going to get every opinion. And the first thing you must not do is compare yourself to someone else. That will steal your joy and immediately make you feel like you should be something other than what you are. So live in what you are, be who you are, tune out that noise, because that's everybody else's noise. It's not yours. And you can be as productive or non-productive as you choose. This is not something we're used to. Hopefully we'll never have to go through it again. Yeah. So do not judge yourself based on how you reacted to this. This was a little bit scary. So however we choose to get through it is ours.
I love that. Okay, so excuse me. I want to start wrapping this up. It's been such a great conversation, though. I feel like we could continue going on and on.
I have enjoyed it.
But I do want to know, what is the best piece of advice you've been given as far as finding out what you love and turning that into a career?
This is one of the hardest things for anyone to do, and it is simply to be yourself. And I know that's a quick, easy little thing to say, but it is huge. It is huge. And I see so much of people trying to be something that they're not. And a lot of it is because of all the social media and all the noise on the outside and everything that you think you're supposed to be. But if you dig deep enough into your gut and you listen to your inner core, you will know what is best for you. And there's nothing that can stop you if you know that. So be authentic, be yourself. There's only one of you. Nobody can match you. And don't compare yourself to others. That will steal your joy more than anything. Be who you are and be proud of that.
Yes, I think that is a very important message, because it is easy to get lost in this world that we live in, because we're held to such high expectations and we're worried about pleasing other people and not really taking care of ourselves first. I like to tell people all the time, it's okay to be selfish. It is okay. That doesn't mean you're a bad person, but you know that you're important and that you come first. And if you don't take care of yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. So I really appreciate you giving that advice to our students as well, because they need to hear it. It's like they know it, but hearing it is different. It kind of reinforces that, and hopefully they'll take that message with them in everything that they do.
It does apply to everything. Friendships, relationships, careers, everything comes from within you. And if you tune into that and you listen to that, you won't go in the wrong direction.
Yes. So this has been great, Jennifer. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to our students. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with them?
I think I've said about everything. The most important thing, well, there's plenty we could say. Like you said, we could talk for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly just to tune into the basic person that you are without all of the noise. I know I've repeated that, but that really is what it takes to be able to
Mm-hmm.
get through life. Take care of who you are, believe in who you are, believe that you have the capacity and the ability to do anything that you want to do. Belief in yourself is extremely important. And I've noticed a lot of kids, or I've had a lot of kids that struggle with that as well. So I would say believe in yourself.
Yes.
100% believe in yourself and your abilities.
Well, there you have it. I hope that this has been so helpful to everyone tuning in. And if you have any questions for Jennifer, send us a message, comment, let us know, and we'll get back to Jennifer and we'll get you an answer. But thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next week.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.